Can start, and that's with laying down. So if you want to lay down onto your mat, onto the floor, and just let yourself relax. As soon as you lay, just see if you can widen your shoulders out a little bit. Let your arms relax at the side you, maybe let your head sway from side to side. And just let your eyes close. Don't stare at your ceiling. Let your eyes close. And just allow your awareness to drift to your breathing. Really notice how your breathing feels this morning. Notice how the movement of the breath flows through your body. So you might feel it predominantly in your chest, you might feel it closer to your belly. There's no right or wrong, but just notice. And really allow yourself to drop into your physical body. And the best way I find to do that is with a little bit of movement. So just start to wiggle your fingers, your toes, maybe bring that sway back into your head. Maybe bring a little stretch, a flex and point into the feet and the legs. Maybe even start to stretch your arms out to the side, or maybe even up over your head. Maybe you want to stretch out like a starfish or like a pencil. And just feel and notice what feels good. Feel like you are arising into your day for a second time. And just taking that deep breath in and exhale. As you soften, you're going to hug your knees up and in towards your chest. And just take a nice hold of the legs and sway from side to side. Now, whenever we do something like this, we always tend to keep the head really still, but I'd love it if your head could sway alongside your body. So we're really encouraging this idea that the brain and the body aren't separate. They are connected, all part of the same beautiful being that you are. And then taking a deep breath in as you come all the way back to center, and just gently let your feet drop down onto your mat. And you want quite a bit of width with your feet, so wiggle them out towards the edges of the mat, or most definitely wider than your shoulders. Relaxing your arms, we're just going to start to sway the knees from side to side. So as you sway through those knees, you'll likely feel the knee that's dropping inwards reaching towards the opposite foot. So there's this real sense of spaciousness through the lowest half of your body. You may even feel a little twist rising up into your back. That's good too. Really feel your way into that. And then when you're ready, drop your knees over to the left and then reach that left arm over your head and roll onto your left side. Take a deep breath in. You've got your right hand in front of your chest, and then use it to lift up to a seated position. Now your legs are pretty much going to stay as they were. So where they dropped over to the side, we're now just going to sit with the left foot nice and close to that right thigh. Take a deep breath in as you bring your hands to your knees and just start to circle your rib cage around as fully as you can. Now, you may feel that there are a few bits of the body that are a bit like maybe a bit clicky or clunky, but just try and move through those bits as smoothly as you can, and then go round in the opposite direction. I know my particular clunky bit is this hip this morning, this right hip. Feels a little bit tight, feels like it's niggling at me. Maybe even this knee as well a little bit. Whoa. And just take a deep breath in as you rise all the way up through the spine. Try and keep both sit bones as connected to the floor as you can. As you reach the arms to the sky, Now let the hands come down. Now whenever we do a forward fold like this in yoga, it's always super tempting to try and get the head on the floor. But I'd just like you to walk your hands as far out as they can go while still keeping this lovely length all the way through the spine, the neck and the head. And just notice what that does to the body. Not pushing it as far as it can possibly go, but just feeling that really natural boundary within your body. And then taking an inhale, we're going to walk the hands around so that your right hand reaches towards your right leg, and then sweep your left hand all the way up over the head, and just let the chest and gaze reach up towards the sky. So you feel this beautiful awakening side body stretch. Inhaling. Feel the ribs flare out and up, and then when you're ready, rise all the way and tumble that left hand down to the floor. And then as you inhale, we're going to squeeze and lift up onto both knees, shins and the feet, and let the hips lift towards the sky. And then exhale, let them come all the way back down. And just find that twice more. Inhale, lifting up. Really feel every little bit of that exhaling as you come down. And feel free to bring that hand in a little bit closer. You'll go a little bit higher with the body as you lift this time. And then coming all the way down. Now take an inhale as you lift through center. We're going to hold this right knee. Now we're slightly off to the side here, but as you bring that right knee up to face the ceiling, just shuffle so you face the short edge of your mat and stretch your right leg forward. So you've still got your left foot nice and close to the inside of that right leg. And then take an inhale as you lift the arms to the sky and find a forward fold over that leg. And again, try and keep length in the spine so that your main focus is the back of this right leg. And we're really awakening through those hamstrings, the calf muscle, that lovely little pocket behind the knee that may well be screaming at you right now. It's okay. Soften into it. Maybe give the shoulders a little bit of a wiggle. In poses like this, they tend to creep up to the ears, so just let them soften. And then use your inhale to roll all the way up through the spine. We're going to lovingly guide this left knee all the way up towards the ceiling. And then just bring that foot over the leg so it goes to the other side. So you're crossing it over. Take an inhale as you lift, and you've got an option with this one. You can either twist your belly in towards your thigh, so you give it a hug and twist round into it, or if that feels a little bit tight in the body this morning, you can actually twist the belly away from the thigh. So this is an open twist because you're twisting into the open space. This is a closed twist because you're twisting into the closed space. So just see which one feels best for you this morning, but really gaze over that back shoulder. Take a deep breath in. See if you can press these fingertips behind you into the floor so you lift higher. Instead of it becoming like a leaning post, let it lift you even higher. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, certainly if you're twisting in towards your thigh, you're going to untwist, take your hands round, over towards the right side of you, then press into your feet. You're probably going to be turning away from me now, but don't worry. And you're going to turn and reach up into downward facing dog. So you're probably looking at me through your legs right now, and if you are, perfect. Take a deep breath in and sigh. Then inhaling, step your big toes nice and close together. You're going to take an inhale and just let your left leg float to the sky like it's yawning. And then let it come all the way back down. And inhale, let that right leg float all the way up to the sky, again like a little yawn. And then let it come all the way back down. Inhaling as you lift the heels, and we're going to bend through the knees and swivel them across to the right edge of the mat so that we come down, and then when you're ready, lower, and then sweep round and back to that laying position where we first started. Again, hopefully you're now turned and you're facing me again, or your feet are pointing towards me again. Just allowing yourself to soften back into the floor. And just begin to notice how much more aware you are of the left side of your body. How much easier is it for you to feel all the components of your left side? The muscles, the bones, maybe even the ligaments and tendons. Maybe you feel as though you can breathe more into that left side. And then allow your awareness to drift to the right side. And while we're always drawn to the side that feels more naturally stretched, lighter, more spacious, stronger, more balanced, just really feel the qualities in that right side, the side that we are yet to practice on. And feel all of the good qualities that are there. That grounded softness, that settled feeling. Take a deep breath in and feel those two hemispheres of the body really different in sensation, but giving you all of those different feelings, and start to stretch into them again. Feeling as though you're awakening into your day, once again, wiggling, stretching, and hug your knees up and in towards your chest and sway the body from side to side. Again, remember to sway the head and feel that beautiful pressure massage across the back of your head. And then when you're ready, let your feet come down and really wide on the ground, certainly wider than your shoulders. Relax the arms and start to sway your knees from side to side. And again, you've got that one externally rotating leg and the internally rotating. So allow them to really sway, let gravity do a good portion of this sequence pose for you. And I'm just going to switch directions just so that you can still see me when we do the other side. Otherwise, you're just going to get a really nice shot of the back of my head, which is kind of pointless. And then the moment you're ready, let your knees drift all the way over to the right. Sweep your right arm over your head and roll onto your right side body. Bring your left hand in front of your chest, then inhale, lift all the way up to seated. So legs have stayed pretty much the same, and we've just lifted up to seated. So rising up, really relax both sit bones into the floor, hands to the knees, and we're going to start to circle through those ribs again. And really feel that beautiful circular motion. Again, any clicks, clunks, move as smoothly through them as you can. Kind of like you're churning butter. There's always lumps in it, but they eventually smooth out with that motion. And switching directions, round, through and up. And taking an inhale as you rise all the way up through center. Again, keep those sit bones as grounded as you can while your hands reach skyward. Let the hands come down to the ground in front of you. Again, that temptation to go as far as you possibly can is big, but resist it. Feel as though you want to be rooted through the base half of your body, but rising through the top half. And again, just notice what that does to the body. I'm a huge fan of fidgeting. I'm a massive fidget bum. So if you do want to fidget, you absolutely have my blessing. Never have to be in stillness if your body isn't feeling it. And when you're ready, start to walk those hands around towards your left leg. So left hand down on the ground, right arm is going to sweep all the way up over your head. So you feel this beautiful awakening all the way down the side body. Really try and breathe into that right lung and rib cage. And then inhaling as you rise all the way up, you're going to bring that right hand down to the ground. Then as you inhale, sweep up onto both knees, shins and feet. Really lift, stretching the hips all the way up towards the sky, chest open. Then exhaling as you come all the way down and in. And again, there's a temptation here to do this quite quickly, but really feel every part of the body as it squeezes to lift and strengthen you up, and then soften to release you down and back in. One more time, just like that. Nice big breath. Then relaxing all the way down. We're going to bring our focus to this left knee. So bring it all the way up towards the sky, then stretch it forwards. Always a little bit of shuffling. So feel free to shuffle so you're facing that short edge of your mat with the right foot touching the inside of the left leg. Inhale as you stretch the arms to the sky. Exhale as you fold over that left leg. And again, really keep the spine as long as you can, so you're feeling this sense of awakening in the back of the leg. A lot of the time with stretches like this, we can feel like, I must push through this. We can feel like we need to conquer the stretch in some way. But I instead like to think of stretches like this, certainly if this is where you carry physical tightness. Instead, imagine it just like a beam of light, like a sun ray. It's very sunny here this morning. Imagine it like a sun ray, just taking your awareness to a pocket of your body that you maybe haven't thought of in a while. And then taking a deep breath in as you roll all the way up through the spine. We're going to guide the right knee in and up, reaching it towards the sky, and then just bring that right foot up and over to the opposite side of your left leg. Again, you've got those two options. You can go for a closed twist, so turn into the thigh, give it a hug with the opposite arm, or you can twist away from it and turn your belly away from that thigh. So whatever feels comfortable. You can twist both ways. You can take a couple of breaths with each twist, or you can pause where you feel most comfortable. And remember that hand behind you allows you to lift higher. So take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, certainly if you're twisting towards the thigh, untwist. So you turn away from the leg. You take the hands to your left side. And you're going to press into both of your feet. Start to lift your hips. Again, you'll turn away from me, but don't worry, because we're going to turn into downward facing dog. And just really let those hips sail to the sky. Let your heels soften, your head dangle and relax. Stepping those feet nice and close together. We're going to lift the left leg up towards the sky. Again, imagine you're just yawning it up towards the sky and back down. And I'm going to do the same with the right leg, just yawn it up with an inhale. This time though, instead of putting it down to the ground, we're going to step that right foot up towards the hands. Now don't worry about how far it goes, because we're going to turn to face the long edge of the mat and turn the toes with you. And then you've got that option to widen the feet and shuffle them out a bit. So you're going to take an inhale as you lengthen through the spine. Use your hands to press into the floor, and then bring your weight into your toes and bend the knees as much as you like to bow and relax the head to the floor. Now, when I say to the floor, I mean towards it. It doesn't need to touch the floor. If your feet are closer together, your head is naturally going to be higher away from the floor anyway, so don't worry about that. As long as you are feeling a stretch in the backs of your legs and length through the spine and the head, then you are doing the pose really well. Feeling everything that you should be feeling. And just take an inhale as you press into the fingers, lengthen the spine. So we're going to turn now towards the left foot, and that should mean that you're turning back towards the top of your mat. So swivel on the ball of that back foot, and we're going to reach that back heel towards the wall behind you. Really zip that knee in and up. Take an inhale as you rise, lift the hands all the way up towards the sky. And then exhaling as you lower all the way down. We're going to step that back foot up to meet the top foot. And then switch, taking that left foot back and finding your high lunge on the other side. So heel reaching back, bend as deeply as you can into that front knee. Really zip that back knee up as well, like you're trying to zip it tightly into a bag. Then inhaling as you lift all the way up through the hands to the sky. And then exhale, let the hands come down. We're going to press into the palms and this time step that right foot back to meet the left. Into downward facing dog once more. Maybe, again, I'm a fidget bum, so maybe you want to sway the hips. Maybe you want to ripple through the spine. Maybe you want to walk through the legs and feet. Anything goes. And then inhaling, stepping your feet nice and close together. We're going to lower and widen the knees to the edges of the mat. Relax the toes and come down into child's pose. And make sure those knees are wide so there's space for your belly, your chest, your head to melt down towards the ground. Feel that beautiful depth of breath through the back of your body. So feel it expanding and releasing. And taking an inhale as you press into the palms, lifting the body as you walk the hands in towards you. We're going to bring the knees together to sweep the feet round to the side and come into a seated position. So hopefully you've got something nearby like a cushion, a pillow, a folded blanket that you could slide underneath your sit bones. But if you haven't and you've just got a mat, then you can roll the mat in a few times. So that gives you a lift underneath your bum. So we're going to do a little meditation, and personally, having even just an inch or so of fabric under your bum really does make this much, much nicer. So, allowing yourself to be comfortable. Remember, cross-legged is not the only way to be comfortable, but if it is your way to be comfortable, then bring your opposite foot in front. So the foot you wouldn't normally have at the front, bring that one in front. We're going to relax the hands into a mudra for this meditation. So all I'd like you to do is bring every single one of your fingertips to touch and have space between your palms and relax it into your lap. So you've got this Hakini mudra, this mudra of spaciousness. Take an inhale to lengthen through your spine and exhale to soften down through your shoulders. And again, just take a moment to close your eyes. Please don't watch me meditate, that's kind of weird. Please do this practice. Let your eyes close. Let all the muscles in your face soften. And once again, turn your awareness to your breathing. Does it feel different? Where do you feel it moving in your body predominantly? No matter what sounds are around you, know that they are not there to distract you. They are simply part of this meditation experience. Welcome the sounds, knowing that you have the power to breathe through it. know that the goal of meditation, contrary to popular belief, is not about finding a clear mind. That is impossible. Our minds are wired to chat, narrate, think, and interrupt. But when we think of the thoughts that arise in our mind like clouds, we understand that that thought isn't going to be there forever. It will pass. And more often than not, when we fully listen to a thought, it will simply pass. And we will be able to breathe into that beautiful blue space behind the clouds. Taking a deep breath in. And as you exhale, sigh. And do that twice more. And then as you inhale again, bring this mudra, this hand gesture, up to the center of your heart. So your hands are currently making basically a bubble shape. Hakini Mudra is all about finding spaciousness. As you have already set aside these 30 minutes for your yoga practice today, congratulations, you've given yourself already a good space, a good bit of spaciousness, a good pocket of spaciousness. But I'd like you to have one more today. So whether that is 10 minutes at lunch, whether that is a little wander at sunset, whether that is 10 minutes in the bath before you go to bed, whatever it is, whatever you can fit in, I want you to give yourself another pocket of spaciousness like this mudra. And just take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, bring the palms together, sealing that intention at your heart center. As some of you know, it is traditional in my lineage of yoga teaching to close every class and practice with a mantra. I'm going to close with a very simple one today, which is Om Shanti. And Shanti means peace. So this is simply a wishing of peace from me to you for practicing with me this morning. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti. Thank you your practice, enjoy the rest of your day and that little pocket of spaciousness